Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from AnthonyMorganti.com, and this is episode 164 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Michael Huber. Michael sent me in some very intriguing shots. This first one, this processing's excellent. I like the processing and the clarity, nice focus, very well done. The scene itself, we have this overhanging branches here, and this is kind of framing. It's just one-sided though. Typically in framing, most often it's seen left to right. So you have something on the left, something on the right, you're framing something in the middle. Or you could be shooting, let's say, through a window, and you could have framing on all sides, and we're looking out the window at something. Now in this case, we just have it up at the top, which is still a form of framing. Now, as you can see, the part that's hanging down here, it's blurry. Now, we as humans, when we look at things, we don't like to see things blurry. Our eyes, our brain try to always focus. So because this is blurry, it's forcing us to look down here, and that's why it's effectively used as a frame when you have blurry object, like at the top and bottom, left or right and right. Well, okay, so this is forcing us to look down. We see the trees are nice, but we really need something down here, some more interesting of a subject, so our eyes could resolve on something interesting. Could be a pet, an animal, a person. It could be something unusual. But remember that if you have this kind of partial framing, either along the top, along the bottom, and it's blurry, that it's telling the viewer, it's forcing the viewer more or less not to look there, because we don't like to see blurry things. So we're going to look down here and have something very intriguing right there. There's a nice exposure, very well done. This 15-second exposure, you get this nice kind of silky look to the water. It's very well done. I like the exposure, very nicely processed, very well done. This shot here is excellent sky, beautiful sky. It's a really nice shot. It really is. Got the field. A lot of times we like to have something else in here beside the beautiful sky. Something more of a foreground element, but not needed all the time. And you did a really nice job. This is a really nice shot. We do have a tiny bit of over processing. You can see this kind of white glow we get down here. It's just a little bit around the city. Or I should the city, these buildings a little bit. It's not so much up here. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all, really. It's a very nice shot. It's kind of a cool composition. We have the back of the person's head, very blur, background. This was at 53 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, f of 6.3. So this came out blurry, so it makes this person stand out. It's a pretty cool idea, and I like how you have her positioned more towards the left here, not right in the middle, and we're looking over her right shoulder. The only thing I could suggest, take the same exact idea in your same exact model and go somewhere a little more scenic, because this is really just a street, some houses, a fence. It's not super compelling. The sky isn't very interesting, but the composition itself, your idea is great. So take your model and go somewhere where there's a waterfall out here, there's a river, a stream, there's mountains, there's sunsets, something like that, so you could get the same type of composition but a more compelling background. And you could blur it like this. That's your creative vision. Use a wider open aperture like you did, and even though it's a beautiful stream or something, you could have it a little blurry. That's okay. It puts the focus on the person, and that's probably where you want it, at least in this shot. This is a great shot too. This f/18, so you get this really strong burst effect coming out off the sun here that is filtering through the trees. Very well done. The composition itself's a little busy, but you did a nice job with it. I like it with the gate and the car in the background. It's a nice shot. This is another one if you could work the scene, try to get something a little different. Although, like I said, it's a busy scene, so it's tough to photograph, but I think you did a fine job. This is cool. I like this too with this signpost in the foreground. Again, that's in focus. Everything else is a little blurry. Now this background is a lot more compelling than that city scene with the person in the shot. So if you could take her and put her in this scene, this would be nice too. put her over to the side and utilize these leading lines leading away from her, and that would be a really compelling shot. This shot is very nice though. It's pretty cool. I like your idea and I like your vision here. Very well done. This shot here is pretty cool. I like it. This, this dilapidated building. The only thing is that it's kind of dark in here, and really there's a lot of detail in here that we're missing because it's so dark. And if I go over here, let's see if we're we're clipping a little bit, but that's okay. You can see wherever the blue is showing, that means there's no detail there at all. It's just absolute black. But I mentioned before, it's okay to have a little bit of black. It adds some depth to the photograph. So I don't think the absolute black is so much the fault. It's just there is a lot of areas where there is detail is very dark. It's shadows. So I would open up shadows a little bit. And of course, I mentioned many times, if you have the raw file, it's a lot more effective, opening up the shadows with the raw file. So as you could see, now we have a lot more detail of the wood. As you could see, the difference, there's before, there's after, before, after. Now, also, the other thing I would suggest is this stuff over here isn't needed. The sky is nice. The sky is nice from all the way to the left, all the way to the right. You're not really anything different in the sky over here. Technically, I mean, the clouds are slightly different, but it's not really adding anything new to the image. This tree here doesn't really add much to the image. So I would work this scene. And I mean, the star of the show is this dilapidated building, and in my opinion. So I would probably come in more. Probably get this entire pole in the shot, not cut that off. And I think like that's fine. I think that is a pretty cool image. Now, the way it was cropped, it's centered. I wouldn't have it centered necessarily. So I lost in the crop. I can't get over here to the right. So I would probably try to put it more to the left a little bit and eliminate these branches here. Obviously, I don't know what's over here in real life, but if you could come back to this scene sometime and hopefully get as nice a sky and work it and try to move this guy around somewhere and try him in different areas and see if you could come up with something that's intriguing. I like what you did. I just think it needs you need to work the scene a little more. I think that's the last one. Yep, that's the last one for Michael. Michael, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. I really do appreciate it. I'd like to thank everyone that watches all my videos. It's been overwhelming, the number of people that watch my videos and emails I get. Thank you very much. If you guys have time, go over to my website, anthonymorganti.com. It's running a little faster, thankfully. We'll be upgrading it sometime soon, I hope. But go over there. I have all kinds of photography stuff over there, all for free. Check it out. And I'd really appreciate it if you go over to YouTube and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.